Okay, I'm back. For me, but all are welcome. I can get myself. Page 98. Certain beings to breed with. They use the species known as the baboon, the dog-like monkey, and the orangutan, the orange tames, tames together. The baboon is a large monkey. It has a large head, long, sharp teeth, and a muzzle much like that of a dog. The baboon's arms are about as long as its legs. Some baboons have short, stumpy tails, but others have tails more than 2 feet long. The baboons are part hyena, jackal, and monkey. The breeding with them resulted in your behemoth type of um, carnivorous man called mankind, one of the many species of Caucasians. You have the red haired, light green eyed, yellow haired, blue eyed, brown haired, gray eyed, and many others. While on the other hand, certain beings use the chimpanzees and the gibbon, which are an offshoot of the lairs, for breeding. There are several species of gibbons. They all have long arms and no tails. Gibbons travel through the tops of trees in small groups. A group usually consists of male and female and one or two youngs. The chimpanzees and gibbons evolved into humans and they became your Nubians, your Nubans, the original pygmy tribe. Their woolly hair comes from the supreme beings with 24 strands of genes coated in melanin. These are all these are the original Anunnaki Elohim, the guardians of the Nawabians with 9 ether, who in skin color were olive, as green as the greenest of olives. Gibbon is the smallest of the apes. It also ranged over it also ranged over a wider area than the other members of the ape family, the chimpanzees, the gorilla, and orangutan. The dog race was called Bahama. They are the beasts. They are the part orangutan and part baboon, called the beasts of the field. They were the fierce ones. Only some of these apes were used for breeding, and on the other hand, some of these beings weren't touched at all. They just kept on evolving. They all have 6 ether, as well as all the other animals on this planet Earth. While all this was going on, the larger man eating dinosaurs were eating and destroying everything. The early humans were dying out. and proto-ant mammals were at the brink of extinction. So the elders thought that it was a great idea to destroy the planet and replenish it again. Then a great extinction hit. 17,250,000,000 years ago. The second big meteorite shower hit the Earth, planet Earth, 2,250,000,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago. Most of the prehistoric man and dinosaurs were destroyed. The surviving tribes were the Pygmies, the Tutsis, and the Hindus. The Pygmies, who had mixed with the agreeable Wumardians, and the Tutsi, who had mixed with the disagreeable reptilians, were led into page 99, shows the baboon. Too long. Hopefully, you guys follow with me. Go to holytablets.nubianfacts.com, page 100. The figure of the gibbon monkey. 101. Shelters beneath the earth. Some went behind waterfalls and at caves and caverns of the planet Earth to survive, while the Hindu tribes went back to their planet called Nirvana and the Canis Minor star constellation, Procyon. The story of humans we know that tells of a group of mammals called primates takes us back some 45 or 50 million years when a common ancestor of monkeys, apes, and humans appeared in Africa. 25 billion, 25 million, yeah, or 30 million years later. That is how slowly the wheels of evolution turn. A precursor of the great apes branch of the primate line. In the 1920s AD, fossils of this early ape, Proconsul, were found by chance on an island in Lake Victoria. Besides Proconsul fossils, they also discovered in the area remains of Ramapithecus, the first erect ape or man-like primate. It was some 14 million years, some 8 or 10 million years up to evolutionary tree from Proconsul. The richest fossils found have been in Tanzania. How about that? Old Dubai, George, in Tanzania near Lake Rudolph, renamed Lake Turkana in Kenya, and in the Afar province of Ethiopia. A Neanderthal skull was found near the Nile in Egypt, which dated back to 80,000 years old. Because a person's DNA keeps getting mixed by the genes of the generational fathers, comparisons of the DNA in the nucleus of the cell, which comes half from mother and half from father, do not work well after several generations. It was discovered that, in addition to the DNA in the cell's nucleus, some DNA exists in the mother's cell, but outside the nucleus is in bodies called mitochondria. This DNA. does not get mixed with the father's DNA. Instead, it is passed on unaltered from mother to daughter to granddaughter and so on through the generations. Thus, it is perfect to trace ancestral relations. This discovery by Douglas Wallace of Emory University in the 1980s led him to compare this mitochondria my, miton- mitochondria of about 800 women. The surprising conclusions, which he announced at the scientific conference in July 1986 AD, was that the mitochondria in all of them appeared to be so similar that these women must all have descended from a single female ancestor. The research was picked up by Wesley Brown of the University of Michigan, who suggested that by determining the rate of natural mutation of mitochondria, the length of time that had passed since this common ancestor was alive could be calculated. Comparing the mitochondria of 21 women from the diverse geographical and racial backgrounds, he came to the conclusion that they own their origin to a single mitochondria Eve who had lived in Africa between 300,000 and 180 years ago. This led to the search for Eve. Okay, Spirit, Most High. This was posted already to Facebook. So I was just led, I was trying to find out where I left off, and I see being divinely guided, taking its Mother's Day. Rebecca Kahn of the University of California at Berkeley had obtained the placentas of 147 women of different races and geographical backgrounds who gave birth at San Francisco hospitals. She extracted and compared their mitochondria. The conclusion was that they all, oh my goodness, I think I'm ready for my womb to bear so I can have birth in California. I thought it was going to be Queens. Experiment on me, baby. Huh. They're going to do it anyway. La, 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 la. While I gather my spot. Page 102. Had a common female ancestor who lived between 300,000 to 150,000 years, the upper limit of 300,000 years. Paleoanthropologists noted coincided with the fossils evidence for the time Homo sapiens made his appearance. The mitochondrial DNA is only given from the mother to daughter. The male species does not have any mitochondrial DNA. This is just further proof that the first person to walk on the planet was a female. Female. Because he broke that down before too. Tablet 10, the replenishing of Tiamat, earth. Lo, Lao. Now, when the time had come for this marvelous replenishing of the desolate place known as Tiamat to begin, the Anunnaki, the Elohim, also called angelic beings, reconstructed two places under the command and rule of the selected one, Al Maluk. He who ruled from the heavens, being called the light of the heavens and the earth, to whom there were no partners. El Elo, who is also Anu, his first command the Anunnaki to reconstruct the two places, the firmaments, up there in the firmaments, which is the asteroid belt in the skies, which is between the lower planets and the outer planets where the water is. The planet Tiamat, Earth, is one of the low planets because Tiamat, the planet Earth, had become empty and desolate. No sun's light shines through the dust clouds onward to the surface of the waters, and the wind of the Nibiru blew and moved the black dust clouds, conversing amongst each other. The selected 12 agreeable and 12 disagreeable, called the Yahwehians or Elohim, asked Anu, let there be light, and the light was. And the Anunnaki saw how agreeable the conditions would be with this great light again, and separated the light from the darkness. The Anunnakis called out that the light is daytime, the darkness from for each side of this planet is to be in a state of shadow as the planet moves back into phase. This they call the shadow hours or night time. As a result of that, there was dusk and the beginning of a new day, and took one period of 7,000 years. These are the words of speech in the beginning, for in the beginning was the conversation. And this set of words was between the Anunnaki, and these words were about the Elohim creating Elohim. This is how it was in the very beginning of this new cycle. By way of these Anunnakis, all the new things were made. Thus, there was not anything that was made or reconstructed that was not made by them under the command of Anu. All physical life and eternity for your soul or either body was to be and begun. This is all by way of the all, yet some of you still have doubts. El Elo, Elo, El Elo is your appointed deity in the heavens and the planet Earth Anu, who is Elohim Elohim El 103, chapter 103. The Most High, the highest, the El Kalum knows your secrets, the disclosures. El Kalum knows that you will earn and lose, knows what you will earn and lose, as your body knows your every thought and move. The prayer. 18 minutes counting.